Well, I have ruined 2 of these new bearings. I've blown the guts out of them. And I'll tell you why. Alrighty, working on the 03 Escape again today. We're going to replace the front suspension parts and also the front wheel bearings. Wheel bearings make a little bit of noise on the driver's side. And looking underneath there, I noticed that the lower control arm bushings are a little rotten. And the ball joints the boots are ripped on them. So, we're going to tear into this real quick. I'll get the wheels off and I'll show you what we're doing. I am using my quick jack. I don't use it very much because it makes me nervous. Just haven't used it much. I'm not super comfortable with it. So far so good. They are pretty handy. I should use it more. I didn't have any room in the garage to even get a car in here there for a while, so we're still working on organizing and all that. But anyway, just wanted to show you how cool those things are. God, I don't know how to act. All my tools are right here. I'm not running back and forth. This is nice. Got a fancy light my wife gave me. That's super nice. First things first, we're gonna get this caliper off. There's 2 bolts on there's 2 ways to take this apart, really. If you're just gonna do your brakes, there's some bolts underneath of here that have a hex head to it. That will just take the caliper off so you can do the brakes. We need to take this whole assembly off. These are 18mm bolts. They go into the knuckle right here. I will take those off right quick. So there's one on the bottom here. Hard to see it. And the other one's just up here on the top. Caliper's off. I don't like buying things unless I need to. They do have these fancy hooks, but this is just a piece of Romex. I've got it wrapped around the spring up there. Alright, so we'll take the rotor off next. Sometimes you gotta smack them a little bit to come off. See, there's the problem. It gets rusted on here. Then you end up with all this stuff that falls off. We're going to put new rotors on it too while we're at it. Ball joints next. There's a cotter pin here we need to just take out. Cotter pin's out. This is a 18mm also. These also like to get stuck, so good idea just to smack the sides a little bit. If you smack the sides a little bit, it'll loosen the rust up, then tap it on the bottom, and it just kind of pops right out. We're going to set that off to the side. Next thing we need to take off is this ABS sensor. That's an 8mm. And we just got to tie that up out of the way, or put it up out of the way. All right, next thing, I think we'll do the ball joint on the bottom first, and then do these here. All right, there's a little bolt right here, 14mm. And we need to tap that bolt out. Ball joint bolts out. I did just kind of put this little jack under here just to get some pressure off of it. So that ball joint will be loose. We might have a little bit of issues trying to get that apart because it's got a little split back in here and you have to kind of pry it maybe. And it's been sitting there forever, so I'm sure we're gonna have to smack it a couple times. Next thing, we're gonna take these bolts here out, or the nuts anyway, but we're gonna leave the bolts in it. Next thing, we're gonna take this giant nut off. That's 1.25 inches. So we can start pushing this in. That's your axle shaft. I'm going to take a punch and hammer on that and get that to go in. Alrighty, so axle shaft's out, knuckles off. I had to take the knuckle out of the top to get it to come forward so that this would come out all the way. There's your bearings and such there. Looks like they've never been out. Bunch of gunk right there. The only thing we got left to do is get this ball joint loose. At least now I can spin that to where I can get a pry bar in there and kind of open it up a little bit. Once I get that off, I'll come back in. All right, I think I'm gonna drop this whole control arm at one shot. I'm gonna try and undo this one first, and then I'll go to the other side Just trying to determine what side it is, or size it is. I think that's a 15. It is. It's 15 millimeter. Might have to get a bigger impact, which I do have. We shall see in a minute. I did have to take a big shroud off here. There's like 6 bolts and they're 10 millimeter. Just a plastic shroud. All new cars have it. Alright, last bolt to get out for this lower control arm is up under here. If you can kind of follow that around, see my finger. That's a 21 millimeter. I'm going to get that out, then I will come back in. The size of that sucker. Holy shit. As you can see, that bushing's pretty well had up. I still got to get this other off. The ball joint's tore. It was that way before. I'm going to put it on the vise and get this thing off. Finally got that off. That was not easy. Ended up having to drive a screwdriver through here and then pound on the arm to get it off. We're almost ready to put some new stuff on. I got to get this bearing and the hub pressed out. The hub is a little loose. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just slightly loose. But better to do it now than later. Well, there's the bearing. It kind of came apart. I still got to get the other half of it out of the hub, so I got to flip that over and do that. Okay, it is super hard to see because this is all rusty, but there's a retainer clip on the very outside of this. So I am going to try and pry that out. Okay, there's the little clip. It's got little holes in it, so I just kind of grabbed one end of it and kind of worked it around. Wasn't hard to get out. I thought it was going to be worse than what it was. So now we got to press that bearing out. All right, pressing the bearing out, you can see where your legs or whatever that go towards your strut and whatnot are on this end, and it pushes out through the front. Hopefully, I'm not going to go crazy with this because I don't really like that setup. Let me try something else. All right, finally got it out. That was in there. That was hard to get out. We can finally start putting stuff back together. Here's the knuckle assembly. I am putting Motorcraft stuff back in, original Ford stuff. It was actually cheaper than buying the aftermarket stuff. That's the part number in the kit. You get a new hub, a new bearing, a new outer nut, and a new retaining ring. It just started raining like crazy, so excuse the noise. But we're gonna take and press this stuff back in and start putting it back together. Well, somehow or another I ruined the bearing. I don't know how I did that or if it was defective or what, so I gotta press this back out. I'm gonna press it back out and start over. Alright, so what I did wrong last time is I took this hub and tried to press it all in together. You can't do that, so don't do that. Here I'm using the old bearing, actually the new bearing I just ruined, and the new bearing, and I'm pressing them in together that way. So here's the new ring that goes in this little slot. This one doesn't have the holes in it, which kind of sucks. But we need to get this to work down in there. I'm thinking if we just take one side and just kind of work our way around, that will pop on in there. So far, so good. I need some type of utensil. I'm over far enough. Okay, it's in. Good deal. All right, now I need to push the hub into there. It's definitely a lot more solid. I don't know what the hell I did before, but whatever I did it wrong. I'll get the new hub and push that on there. Well, I have ruined 2 of these new bearings. I've blown the guts out of them. And I'll tell you why. When you put the bearing back in, you press it in from the front of the hub. Then there's a little snap ring that goes right here. That's easy. I have ruined 2 brand new bearings right there when I was pressing the hub in. And I'm going to tell you why. So when you're pressing this hub into the bearing, you flip it over so that the hub's on the front, obviously. But if you don't put something right here on this inner race, it'll just blow the guts right out of the bearing, like these here. And the bad part is it ruins the hub, so the hub's kind of useless. I mean, I could cut that off and reuse it, but the kit comes with a new hub, all that. I'll set this up and show you how to do this. Every video I've seen doesn't show you that. One of the most professional videos, it's great other than that particular part. So I'll show you that real quick. To make this go in easier, I've put wheel bearing grease all over the inside of the bearing and on the inside or outside of the hub there. All right, hub is there. This is sitting like so. So I've got a bearing press thing in there to hold up. Like I say, if you don't back that thing, it's gonna press the guts out. So let's hope that this goes in like it should. Checking as we go here, because we should be pretty close. All right, that's what it should look like when you're done. This should be all flush. And it is. So, finally got that done right. Let's go put the thing back together. Okay, I'm back on the car. I put that lower control arm in place. I did have to persuade it with a rubber mallet. Not bad, just kind of tap it into place because the bushings are new and whatnot. The one bolt is hanging right here, ready to go in. And I'm just getting ready to put the other bolt into the side over here. All right, this front bolt on the A-arm goes to 85 foot-pounds. And the one on the rear control arm, right there, is 148 foot-pounds. All right, ball joint should just slip right on there, just like so. All right, I just had to spread this out a little bit. Little old screwdriver I shoved in there. That'll spread that apart enough to where it'll slide on the ball joint and just pop it out. Ball joint bolt is in and sort of tightened up. I'll torque them here at the end and I'll give you those torque specs. Next thing we need to do is get these upper bolts in that go up here into the knuckle and strut. First thing you'll have to do is get that axle shaft to go down through the hub. Then you have to tip it back in to that bracket deal, and then you can put your bolts in. I have a couple of these alignment dudes. I had to use a couple of those in the pry bar. If you're not replacing this lower arm, it'll probably go in a lot easier, but where those bushings are new, that was a little hard to get in there. Those bolts are just done loosely tightened. I'll go in and I will give you some torque specs. Okay, next thing to do, we're gonna put our new rotor on. All right, so they give you a new nut in the hub kit. These are supposed to be one-time use. I am not going to torque these down yet. I'm gonna wait till it's on the ground so I can use the weight of the car to help me. So I am going to get this on there just kind of sort of tight just to start. Like so. Oops. I guess that's going. There we go. Okay, so it started on there. Where it's up in the air, it's not gonna, I can't tighten it while it's up in the air. New rotor from Ford. Sits on there like so. I like to use a lug nut just to keep it up against while we put everything else back together. Here's our brake caliper. That's in place. The lower ball joint bolt right there, the nut and bolt, is 52 foot-pounds. That's just been done. These bigger ones here are 85 foot-pounds. I'm gonna do those next. Those are on the control arm, the upper part. All right, big nut here, that's 214 foot-pounds. And the tie rod end nut is 41 foot-pounds. And we just need to put our little speed sensor back in here. That just kind of goes in that little hole right there, like so. It's actually ABS sensor. Only kind of fits one way. That just needs to be tight. And those caliper bolts are supposed to be at about 120 to 130. I put them at 125. It's all back together. I did put a new cotter pin in the tie rod castle nut. So if you didn't see me do that, I did do it. Let's go check it out and see how it is. All right, just drove around for 18 miles and it is way better. I guess that's the end of this one. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.